Ah, but she recognized her place in the great scheme. Some things, as history has illustrated, best left to their slumber. I speak in riddles. I talk of the stricken wolf ship.
Ah, the U-boat episode. Miss Croft would never enlighten me as to the details. For my own protection, she would often stress.
Indeed, Winston. And for this, you should be grateful. Deep in the bowels of their vessels lay one of the most powerful artifacts in all Christendom. An artifact which, when wielded at the vanguard of an army, would make that army invincible.
The Spear of Destiny.
But the boat never reached the fatherland with its precious cargo. It disappeared from radar 3 weeks into the journey. This was the resting place of the 52 seamen, and also something much more sinister. The Zapadnaya Litsa port, once the pride of the Russian fleet. Ex-KGB, the majority of them, trained killers.
Dealt with mafioso before. Unpleasant memories. Prefer to avoid them whenever possible.
Yes, I would prefer this also.
Hardly a major search party, is it? There's something you're not telling me.
Ah, yes.
I'm a big girl now. Hit me with the bad news.
It is bad news. The Admiral's allegiance has been bought, and under his command, a nuclear submarine. It's housed in one of the dockyards.
Well done. Nuclear submarine. Sounds nice. Perfect holiday.
Lara, wait. Take this tracking device.
What's this? You're not worried about me.
Yes, somebody has to.
Touching, but don't wait up.
So hello and welcome everyone to Let's Play Tomb Raider 5 Remastered. This is Algaris115 speaking, and I'm absolutely counting this as a breakable object. So anyway guys, let me welcome you to the base. With a lowercase b apparently, it's not an important enough base. Today, in today's level, the first level of the Russian Chronicle of the game, we are gonna get our hands on 18 goodies, raising our pickups count to 99. You can see we're starting at 81, that means the Philosopher's Stone pickup has actually counted, which is sweet. When it comes to kills, I'm happy to say every single kill should count, increasing our kills count via 10 to 26. Let's not get used to that, that is more of an exception to the rule in this game. Furthermore, we are gonna get our hands on all 3 secrets, and we are gonna break 5 breakable objects, raising our total to 38. We have already broken 1, the vent through which we entered, and there are a couple more. Now guys, when it comes to achievements, it's really interesting. We are gonna unlock 4 achievements, so pretty eventful, but one of them you're gonna unlock naturally as you beat the level and don't need to think about. It's a pretty damn funny reference to Duke Nukem, pretty much bullying Lara across her games. This is her payback. Now, many walkthroughs will say that you must not skip the level and cutscene to unlock this achievement. That was not the case on PS4, PS5 and good old games. Maybe it is on Steam, we will not find out because I am gonna show you the cutscene, absolutely. Nevertheless, the 3 achievements we actually need to think about are Double Down, defeat both snipers without being hurt. I'm gonna show you how to pull that off, very unique enemy encounter that I like a lot, and finally 2 achievements that have to do with a crane early on in the level. Crane game says we need to pick up all items in the warehouse before the claw drops even once. This means that we must move carefully, not to even let it attempt to hit us. Remember the sharks from Maria Doria levels? No fish soup today, the sharks couldn't bite us? That would already be invalidated upon the sharks even initiating the biting animation, despite not actually hurting you, and that would fail the achievement. Think that approach for the crane here. Furthermore, we need to unlock I'll Get You Next Time. Dodge the falling claw 3 times in a row at the highest point of the warehouse. This is a bit of a bugged achievement. It might actually take way more than just 3 times to unlock, but let's see how we'll be doing. Nevertheless, guys, I forewarned you, and that's that our inventory has reset yet again as we enter the next chronicle. We are starting with pistols, binocs, 6 flares this time, would you look at that, 3 small medpacks and 1 large medipack. Furthermore, I really don't think this is the situation to use sunglasses in. However, keep in mind, use everything you find in today's level, because starting the next level, the second level of the Russian Chronicle, your inventory is gonna reset yet again. Yep, Tomb Raider 5 Chronicles just loves its resets. Nevertheless, let's see how we'll be doing here. I would like to take us downstairs as quickly as possible, and let me introduce you to the Claw. And that right there, my friends, is the Claw, and we need to get our hands on all goodies without letting it drop once. Furthermore, you can in a way think of this as a boss fight with a dastardly crane operator over there, our arch nemesis in today's level. I'll be honest, guys, I love this. This is such a cool and fun idea for a nemesis of Lara. Okay, guys, now we need to be careful not to let the Claw move closer, and we must not cross its trajectory. At the same time, I would very much like to pick up Uzi clips that are nearby on a storage container. Excellent, the Claw did not drop, but it will now, huh? Oh, it cannot get here. Oh, that is very convenient. Okay, let's go, go, go. Keep moving. It did not drop yet. And now we need to cross the room and reach a storage cabinet right over here. Now don't worry about the searching animation taking the time. The Claw cannot get here, and we are actually right underneath the crane operator. I'm gonna take a picture of him, I think, a little later in the level. What we find in the cabinet is a silver key, which doesn't really tell us much. But hey, at least it's not called silver key number 1 or something cheap like that. You will notice on the sides here that there's a card reader and a card reader. Yeah, silver key is not gonna be a lot of help for that, but the door which we can unlock with it is right behind us. So, now the challenge is crossing the room without passing under the Claw, okay? There we go. And now, let's do it, Miss Croft, pretty please. Again, the Claw should not be able to get here, which puts my mind at ease. And now, the only weapon we have are the pistols. For this encounter, I recommend range. They have terrible accuracy, even more terrible than Lara when trying to shoot her from here. Oh, she switched her target. Oh, that's not good, Lara. Okay. Well, I wish she would be consistent and actually keep her eyes on the target. Nevertheless, we killed the 2 operators in this room. And one of them drops a swipe card. Remember those 2 locks that needed a swipe card? Well, that's it right there. Furthermore, I like the added detail of a gun and a walkie-talkie being here, or a remote control for the cameras. That's pretty damn interesting. This was here also in the original. He even dropped the chair as we started shooting. And I would like to show you the different camera angles over here. For some reason in the OG graphics we don't get a good look of them. So let me show you both the OG and the remastered version. We'll be moving across this area. This is actually the room with a crane operator without the crane operator. Yeah, that's a bit immersion breaking. And we see rails outside of the warehouse leading to some outside snowy area. We're in Russia, so it's hard to think of a depiction of the country without snow falling everywhere. Although, to be fair, this particular base is happening in Zapadnaya Litsa, which is very close to the Norwegian border. all the way to the north, so it makes complete sense that it's constantly snowing here. This is an actual seaport or nuclear base. Now, with the keycard over there, I'm thinking we first go to the door to the right. My god, Lara, you're difficult to navigate when sprinting. And inside will be a very vicious dog. For this fella, I think, let's use what we have. No point holding in this level. And now I'm thinking, did he already spawn? Nope, we need to take another step. There we go. And whilst the conditions are good, I want us to take a picture of it. It's a little bit dark, but this is fine. And now, Lara, shoot! Excellent. He did not even touch us. Now, the entire point of this room is the first secret. There we go. You can see that the ventilation shaft continues upwards, but we are not getting there. You're not supposed to get there. That is just an added environmental detail, okay? So anywho, guys, this was an optional detail for the secret. We can absolutely now use the other door over here, and we'll be quite close to the crane operator, but still not close enough to get to him from this side, which is a little bit frustrating, but it's also where the challenge is stemming from. So let me get us upstairs, and I want to show you a door that's right over here. This door leads to the crane operator room. Maybe I can even show that to you with the photo mode. Not quite. But yeah, the door leads right here. And we'll be using that door to actually exit the crane operator room, if you can believe it. Okay, so for now, we need to think about the achievement crane game. And that's picking up all the goodies in this room without the crane falling on top of us once. We already got the Uzis. And we have picked up the silver key from the cabinet. Now there's a small medbag we need to get on the other side of the room altogether. For this, what I recommend doing is transitioning using a standing jump. And be careful, the crane approacheth, and do not stop even for a second, okay? And once you get the small medbag, the achievement should unlock. And it's no longer a problem for the crane to drop. Oh, no, 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 Lara, be quick, be quick, be quick. Oh, thank God, crane game unlocked. And now, guys, for the next achievement, and that is, I'll get you next time, there is one specific area where this seems to work in. They mentioned the highest point. The problem is there are quite a few highest points in this area. But use one of these wooden crates to pull it off and roll out of the way a couple of times. Okay, and make sure the crane doesn't have to move at all to make this work. Listen to the sound. And like I said, it will probably take more than 3 attempts to actually unlock. Okay. Let's keep going. You know what? Let me try this style. Maybe it considered... Oh, what? Okay, guys, like I said, this achievement is quite bugged. Nevertheless, now that we are here, we can use this crate over here and transition all the way over here. Tapping the action key over there at the very end does help a lot. Oh no, that was a huge toss-up. Okay, let me get us back there all over again. And do this flawlessly this time. I was really certain that would work out, but you know what? If we are gonna get on top of that crane fast enough, we should have enough time to actually align Lara properly for that perfect running jump, okay? And we no longer have to worry about any achievement being invalidated via the crane stopping to drop, so that's at least some pressure off of us. Okay, oof, always a close call. Now, Miss Croft, let's do a perfect one and not fool around, please. Thank you. And guys, something I also want to mention, in case it wasn't pointed out by me before, the crane operator himself will not count as a kill. Despite technically being an enemy here, this is all gonna happen in a cutscene. Let me make sure that's the case. So we are at 19 kills, and after the following cutscene, it's gonna be 19 kills again. You know what I love about Lara? If there's no way forward, she's gonna take a giant metal crane and rip a path forward. I love this woman. She's absolutely fantastic. Anyway, guys, let's not forget to search the 2 lockers in this room. Probably some supplies that the crane operator could have used, but oh well. He was relying on his sidearm, whereas Lara had 2 pistols. I mean, there's a thing about taking a knife to a gunfight, and then there's a thing about taking 2 guns to a gunfight. Oh yeah, one thing I want to show you, or maybe better put, ask you guys is, are you able to read what's written on this folder over here? I would really love to know, in case any of you can read Russian. I know a couple of times I actually asked for your help during the Golden Mask expansion to see what's written on the crates and different markings and the Stalin posters and so on, but I would really love to know what's written on this folder over here. These don't look like names at all. There will be a roster of names in the submarine later with some really cool Easter eggs, but this particular folder, I'm not sure if there is an Easter egg or not. So I would like to ask you guys for help in case you can read it. Okay. And this is the door we were on the other side of, remember? Now, we can use the stairs to get down, but I think this will be a little bit quicker, and especially with no claw chasing us. By the way, I always found it strange that these markings are in English. Storage 0614 Bay C. I don't understand this. If you look at the original, this actually looks like Cyrillics, which makes more sense for Russian base. This really seems like a case of AI upscaling and AI interpreting it as English letters, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Okay, so let's keep moving. Oh, and I just realized something. We have not taken a picture of these soldiers yet. So, look at him creeping through the corridor. There he is. And I think, again, for the OG graphics picture, we're just gonna need some light on because this is kind of ridiculous. So, let's take a picture here, and like this. They look pretty young, cocky, like these are teenagers that have been given a gun. I mean, these are just soldiers doing their duty here in this particular base, I get that, but they're in Lara's way, and as we're gonna find out later, they're bought off by mafiosos, so yeah. I mean, Lara already knows this by now, given the FMV cutscene with Jean-Yves, or Charles Kane. And by the way, you can pass through these doors via the photo mode and get all the way here. So, you can take a sneak peek on the submarine itself, which is pretty damn awesome. Okay, so, part of me is so surprised that Jean-Yves is accompanying Lara on a snow scooter in Russia. And as we'll find out later on, he's even gonna be wielding a sniper rifle. I mean, okay, I guess they really embrace this new Charles Kane persona more than Jean-Yves. Okay, guys, so this is a place we looked at through the camera security footage. Now we are actually outside here. Our objective, essentially, to finish the level is get on top of the submarine and enter the hatch to enter the submarine itself. Ooh, they even rendered this area in the original graphics too. Oh, that's pretty cool. This is a cargo bay that Lara's gonna be a stowaway in. That's the objective. In order for us to enter this place properly, we need to turn the crane over there to give us a run-up jumping distance, okay? You know what? I would really like to take a picture of this. This looks pretty gorgeous. There we go. And also, I'm just curious if there's anything in the hatch on top of the submarine now that we are able to take a look. No, but they did bother to at least put a hint of a leather texture, also in the original, which I'm pleasantly surprised. Anyway, this doesn't look like a submarine bulk seal, this looks like the top of a trash can. Anyway, I see no will to actually tighten it. Okay, guys, now, there is a very missable secret over here. You can only pick it up before you move the crane in position to be able to finish the level, okay? So let's just get our hands on it now. Go, and second golden rose is ours. Yeah, the secrets in this level are pretty easy. There is no vicious backtracking or anything like that needed, okay? Now, I want to know how much ammo we have for the Uzis. 14 bullets means we're gonna run out for the next enemy, which I'm not the biggest fan of. But you know what? Let's enjoy it. We're gonna lose all the Uzi ammo anyway, starting in the next level. Excellent. He shot us once, that's pretty decent. Now the reason we wanted to get into this chamber is to get our hands on the key he dropped. Is it again gonna be called Silver Key? Exciting. You know, this is a particular case where I would have welcomed them calling them Silver Key 1 and Silver Key 2. Anyway, please pay attention to this, especially if you don't have action indicators enabled.
No.
There is a fuse missing here. We are missing it in our inventory, hence Lara's no. That's gonna open the door here, which has the button to turn the crane and finish the level, okay? We, however, cannot do anything in this area for now. With the Silver Key number 2, as I'm gonna refer to it, we can now explore the other side where the other soldier came from. There is a door that's gonna serve as a way back, so let's forget about it for now. And all we want to do is get as high as possible, open the door, and watch the following, honestly, rather charming cutscene.
Move your men along, Yarofev. I do not pay such extortionate prices for incompetence.
You forgive me, Mikhailov. I am still an admiral of the Russian Navy, and as such, demand respect.
While you accept my bribes for use of this submarine, you are under my employ and will follow my instructions without complaint.
If I deal with the like of you to keep my men in bread, it does not make me one of you.
Ha ha! Relax, my friend. We are two sides of the same coin.
Mafioso of filth. Khrushchev, hurry on with that box. Our new commander demands efficiency. Enough, enough! Board and seal hatches.
As you have promoted me to commander, is it not fitting to board before the admiral?
Guys, that was a funny cutscene. Like I said, the game with Larsen and Pierre and with these fellas just heavily relies on stereotypical writing. I'm surprised at this point they didn't turn Lara into some overly British stereotype, although maybe she already is that, and that's why we love her. Anyway, really funny. What I like about this is that it kind of shows the era when this took place. So this was, I can't tell if the story is late 80s or early 90s taking place. I think it's 1990 or so, so a year before the Soviet Union officially fell apart. For my own country, in Slovakia, it was 1989 when we've pretty much, without any violence, driven communists out, with a point which we're very proud of. And Soviet Union was falling apart and unable to interfere, like they were able 20 years prior when they sent tanks to our capital city and said, enough screwing around, you're gonna listen to us now. So for me, it's like a breath of fresh air when the whole world was just breathing more easily. And I'm really curious about Lara's thoughts on the matter, how difficult it was for her to infiltrate Russia with Charles Kano, Jean-Yves and so on. Anyway guys, something I want to show you. You will see these places with cracked ice next to the submarine. You can go there, there's no point. There's also no hypothermia bar like in Antarctica of Tomb Raider 3, you don't have to worry about that. There are ladders should you fall down so you can climb up and that's it. But the one over on this side does actually give us a highlight. Oh my god, some invisible barrier preventing me from showing it to you. The one on this side actually does give us highlight of the third and final secret, golden rose hidden there, okay? That's where we want to go. Now what I really don't like and what's very confusing is that there is another keyhole in the door over here, but this is not an interactable keyhole. And how on earth are you supposed to know that as a new time player? This annoys me to no end. I was kind of hoping the remasters would remove that keyhole from the door so as not to confuse players. Anyway, this is the third time we are going to use the swipe card we took in the security room. Pretty much a master key to the entire base. And inside, there be a shower room. And over here, a dog resting. You should have enough time to take it down with pistols. Oh my god, I can't tell if they're so tough or if Lara's accuracy was as terrible. Anyway guys, now for probably the single most boring part of the entire game, searching through these lockers. it's not very exciting, guys. There are overall 5 goodies in these 6 lockers. So to not waste your time, I'm only gonna look through the 5 that actually have something, okay? Hopefully I remember which is the one without a goodie. I think I do. Anywho, something exciting happened on the screen whilst I've been blabbering about. And that's that we have picked up Desert Eagle. There it is. Not the revolver, the Desert Eagle. And as a little bit of an upgrade, compared to Tomb Raider 3's Desert Eagle, we can absolutely attach a laser sight to it, okay? So that's gonna be a point of fun in today's level. We can pretty much, for the rest of it, I mean, we'll be facing 3 enemies, a dog and 2 snipers. We can only use Desert Eagle, and I just searched the empty cabinet. Great, that's because I'm not focusing. Anyway, sorry about that. Took a few seconds from our runtime, I apologize. Anyway, these 2 lockers will at least have something, and hey, at least you have an on-screen evidence that that locker is indeed empty. Ah, this is the fuse we need for the fuse box to actually turn the crane. Excellent. Now again, coming back to this awesome comment regarding the different chronicles being different sort of references and tributes to different Tomb Raider games, the Russian base and the submarine and so on really feels like an offshore rig reference to Tomb Raider 2, but I'll be honest guys, it's not as good. However, there are gonna be some unique ideas later on. I mean, heck, the crane in today's level was also a pretty good idea, but the whole base feels undercooked, empty and way too linear. Nevertheless, my friends, this grate, through the filthy sewage water, imagine how many dirty soldiers were showering here, ugh, and Lara swimming through all that gunk. This is gonna lead us to the 3rd secret that we've seen from the outside. We are moving from hot water into probably very freezing water. But is it worth it? I mean, of course it is. All secrets, all achievements, and you're gonna earn the privilege of me showing you the special features when we wrap up the final Russian level. Okay, so... Oops, wrong side. Nevertheless, we are on the other side of that grate. And this right here is the 3rd golden rose. Yay! And we can go back. I think the flare just about went down, so we need to swim all the way back. And when we entered this empty-looking tunnel, I was actually hoping the remasters would add some bit of environmental detail here, like some broken pipes or something, but it's fine. You might have noticed there was another side we haven't checked just when we dropped here, and that's because that side is a dead end. Let me show you. Oh my god, this is really longer than I remember. Anywho, the dead end I was talking about is this. Yeah, this is why I turned right and not left as we entered. Okay, so every nook and cranny explored. Let me now get out. Lara, you need to take care of your personal hygiene. Please do that right now. Okay, excellent. Lara's all washed up, sort of, kind of. She's probably gonna freeze to death now in those wet clothes. But anyway, let's get out with the fuse. And guys, if this is your first time playing the level, you might be caught off guard. Because the next time we enter this area, there'll be snipers. And we need to be careful because of the achievement, so this is the first time I'm actually gonna save the level, okay? I also want to check our stats briefly. We are at 24, so the 2 sniper... Wait, why are we at 24? There should be 2 more kills. Not 3... Wait, there's 2 snipers and a dog, but our kills count supposed to be 26. So that means we are gonna get 11 kills for 10 enemies? Okay, I'm really curious what's gonna happen. Let me save the game here. And now, let's forget about the kill count and focus on double down achievements. So we need to defeat both snipers without being hurt. You don't actually need to do this with headshots, but headshots do help, as you're gonna get rid of them before they can shoot you. But honestly, there is randomness involved, guys. Watch your health bar, and if these guys deal damage, like they did now, gosh darn it, you need to reload, and you need to hope they're not gonna hit you in time, okay? The second sniper is a little bit easier to take care of. So, let's reload. And zooming helps, but if you can headshot him without zooming, even better. Okay, that was one. And the other fella is right over there. And there we go, defeat both snipers without being hurt. And honestly guys, the only reason we pulled this off now on our second attempt is that their aim was terrible and they happened not to hit us. So just keep trying until they will unsuccessfully fire. The accuracy is not perfect. One thing, I want to check my kill count, 26. How? How do we have 26 after killing 9 enemies? That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, the final enemy in the level will be a dog, and I'm gonna check the kill count again just to make sure. Something weird is happening here. Anywho, let's put the fuse here. A fuse. Why did I feel the need to put A there? Anyway, really interesting. And now even the fan is spinning, which was a nice detail also in the original, which is pretty cool. But already, let's get our Uzis out. Or maybe Desert Eagle. Would have been a better choice. Oh well. Nevertheless, the dog didn't even touch us, I think. And now the crane has turned. You can no longer get the second secret of the level, so be careful about that. That's why I warned you when we were picking it up. And let's again climb this train car over here. And get to that hanging crate. I remember there being a retro achievement where you were supposed to get onto the submarine, break Lara's neck, but still reach the end of the level and continue on to the next one, and I'm curious if I'll manage to recreate it. Nevertheless, guys, I'm gonna save the game here and look at our statistics. So this was the base. Odd things happening all throughout, but a nice reference to the times of offshore rig and diving area of Tomb Raider 2. Honestly, the whole level just makes me incredibly nostalgic for my most favorite Tomb Raider game. We have gotten our hands, our grubby little greedy hands, on all 18 goodies, raising the pickups count to 99. Despite killing 10 enemies, we have somehow raised our kills count by 11. I do not understand how this happened, guys. This did not happen on PS4, PS5, or GOG. Always finish the level with 26 kills. Keep that in mind. Somehow we exceeded the possible kill count, which is gonna make for inaccurate statistics, and I guess from now on I'll have to keep bringing it up. Nevertheless, we also found the 3 secrets pertaining to the level. We are 1/3 in the game with 12 out of 36 secrets, and we have broken all 5 breakable objects, leading us to the total of 38 breakables so far. We have also unlocked 3 of the 4 achievements in the game, the 2 to do with the crane, and the one when dealing with the snipers in the most efficient way possible. For the final, damn, you're not good achievement, you just need to finish the level, which is what's gonna happen now. Now, the way I'd like to finish the level is actually breaking Lara's neck. Let's see if I can do that.
Economy class.
Now, before we end today's video, I would like to say thanks to my absolutely amazing patrons. Blaine Goopel, Mick, Severin Drex, Enstickle, Katie Danger, Pooh the 2, Basic Bryony, Bino, and Alex Clark. Thank you guys so much for being my loyal Winstons and for getting Lara the necessary paperwork to cross Norwegian and Russian border. Next, I would like to say big thanks to my caretaker Winstons, Karavetu, Renegade Derny, Blanket Fox, Jonathan Jones, Dig the Bee, PD92, and Akires. Thank you guys so much for your support of the channel, and also for preparing a hot meal and hot tea for grumpy and freezing Lara. Or was it for the crane operator? I would also like to give special thanks to my brave veteran Winstons, Andrea Paviglianiti, Alexander, and Richard Dearman. Thank you guys so much for your valiant support of the channel, and also thank you for tinkering with Lara's absolutely enormous gun arsenal. Attaching laser sight to the Desert Eagle just turned her best weapon into an even better one. And finally, I would like to give one very special thanks to my one and only fine vintage Winston, Akira Foxmind. Thank you so much for your incredibly long and generous support of the channel, and also thank you for equipping the nuclear submarine with ice-breaking peripherals, ensuring our journey to the bottom of the sea can begin even in this harsh weather. Whenever you speak, ice and frost listens. And on a final note, I'd like to say thanks to my free Patreon members as well as each and every one of you for making it to the end of today's video. A video for which you had to wait a long time, and I truly apologize for that. In case you haven't seen it already, I have explained the current circumstances in my channel update video as I'm switching to new hardware. This is both exciting but also problematic, as there's so much stuff I am currently in the process of archiving, moving across, changing the setup, tweaking all my resources, often even remaking them completely from scratch to match 4K resolution and so on. And today's video was a bit of a hybrid of the old and the new aspect ratio. The actual gameplay footage was recorded on my old hardware, whereas the title card and some of the resources like Winston screens and this current screen you're looking at were made in 4K. So this is kind of a transitionary episode, but starting with the next one, it's all gonna be in new glorious resolution, which as far as Tomb Raider remasters are concerned doesn't make a whole lot of difference, but it's gonna set us up for that Legacy of Atlantis and even Catalyst down the line. Furthermore, the next video I will release will be my third Gothic Let's Play series video because it's long overdue, and again it's gonna be a similar hybrid, but from that point on, both my Gothic Let's Play series and Tomb Raider 5 Remastered series are gonna be done purely on the new hardware. Okay guys, thank you so much for your incredible patience. I know it took me forever, but it's gonna be well worth the wait. Until I'll see you again, I wanna wish all of you happy raiding.